What's up, YouTube? Cholula here from HOC Comics, back at it again with another video. This one I'm going to call my Cinco de Mayo Espectacular de Revistas de Comics. It's my Cinco de Mayo special. So, anyways, want to tell you a little bit about the holiday. A lot of people out here in the U.S. celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Real quick, just a real quick history. I promise I won't get into it too much because we're here to talk comics. But a lot of people here in the U.S. celebrate Cinco de Mayo as like it's gonna be the Independence Day. It's not Mexican Independence Day. It's not Mexican Independence Day. Mexican Independence Day was September 16th in the year of 1810. That's when Mexico finally declared its independence from Spain. Cinco de Mayo actually commemorates a really big battle that happened in the state of Puebla, which is the state where my family's from. And what happened was, about 50 years after Mexico gained its independence, they were in debt. They were in a lot of debt, and they were working out debt with London, with Spain, and with France. And at the time, Mexico's first freely elected indigenous democratic president, named Benito Juarez, he declared a moratorium because he said, you know what, we are way too broke. We owe these countries way too much money. We're not going to pay. For a time being, we're not going to pay. He was able to successfully broker deals with both London and with both England and with Spain to work out like a payment plan kind of thing. But France, basically the leader of France, I think was Napoleon III at the time. He was not having it, so he sent his army to Mexico in attempts to go ahead and try to take over, basically establish a foothold, gain resources, that kind of thing. And again, La Batalla de Puebla, the battle for Puebla, was commemorating a victory of the Mexican army against the French army. The Mexican army, I've heard stories that they were outnumbered by as many as 2-1, 8,000 French troops to only like a 4,000 Mexican troops. And it was a really big and inspirational battle for the state because the fact that they were greatly outnumbered and the fact that France at the time had a really big and well-trained army. So that's just a little bit about the history. It's not a huge holiday in Mexico other than the state of Puebla, which is where my family's from. So celebrating a little bit of Mexico's history today. We're going to talk comics. I got my fitted Mexico baseball team hat. I got my Chicano Batman t-shirt. And I got my flag in the background here. So let's get to it. Let's talk comics. First up, what I'm going to do for you guys today is I want to review some comic book, like lesser known comic book heroes who you may or may not know are of Mexican descent. First up, I got for you guys La Mejor Revista de Comics del Mundo, which is basically the best comic book magazine in the world. Deadpool 3.1, presentando a Masacre, el Deadpool Mexicano. Deadpool 3.1, presenting Massacre, the Mexican Deadpool. This was released, man, a few months ago. A few months back. The entire comic, which is the one on the left here, is the first release of it. The entire comic is actually printed in Spanish. I was a little bit reluctant to pick it up just because I was like, man, Spanish is my first language, but it's not my strongest language. So I didn't know if I was going to get it. I read the book. Can't say enough good things about it. It was awesome. It was hilarious. Just this month, actually today, for Comic Book Release Wednesday, they reprinted the title and they printed it in English. So that's what you see going on the right there. Deadpool Massacre #1. Haven't popped it open and read it yet. I'm going to get to that pretty soon, but just wanted to share that title with you guys. Next up, I have Spider-Man 2099. That would be Miguel O'Hara, for those of you that don't know. So here I got Amazing Spider-Man number 365 and Spider-Man #1 2099. Amazing Spider-Man number 365 is Miguel O'Hara's first appearance as Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 2099 is obviously his first title or book. Miguel is of Mexican and Irish descent. He was I think a geneticist, he was a geneticist who in the year 2999 was trying to recreate an accident in order to give himself the same powers as our Peter Parker Spider-Man. Finally, the accident did happen, and boom, there is born Miguel O'Hara, the first Latino to ever take up the mantle of Spider-Man. Got a couple other books here. That's Spider-Man 2099, number 7 from the original run back in the, I think I want to say it was early 90s, 92, something like that. I also have Spider-Man 2099, number 1, which is the hip hop variant. I love the hip hop variants. I got almost every single cover of all the hip hop variants. I also have Spider-Man 2099, number 1, the regular cover. Really cool artwork on these 2099 covers. I really like all of them. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. Here is number 4. And here's number 5. So that is Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. Next up, I got for you guys the all-new Ghost Rider, also known as Robbie Reyes. Let me show you guys. I got cover number 3 and issue number 4. He had a 12-issue run. I think it started back in 2014, maybe 2015. But Robbie Reyes, again, he's the all-new Ghost Rider. He is Mexican American out of East Los Angeles. He is the first all-new. His first appearance was in first all-new Ghost Rider number 1. He's basically a young kid who works at a mechanic shop. He loves muscle cars. He got into some trouble because he was racing a lot. He was taking part in a lot of illegal street races. He was trying to get money to get him and his family out the hood. And he ended up getting shot by some gangsters. He died, but his body was taken over by another ghost. I forget the name of that ghost, but that's basically how he got his powers. Got a couple other covers to share with you guys. Number 5. Number 6. I really like this cover because it shows everyone doing some street art there on the wall in one of the alleys in East LA. And finally, I got number 8. Missing a couple of titles there in the middle, but I'm gonna complete this run sooner or later. Okay. That's it for my Marvel characters. Now I'm going to show you guys a couple of DC characters. Up next, I got Mr. Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner is actually of Mexican and Irish descent. His first appearance was in Green Lantern, Volume 3, issue number 48. And if I remember right, that was like just at the end or right around the Emerald Twilight series when the Hal Jordan Green Lantern was kind of going nuts and doing a bunch of stuff that he probably shouldn't have been doing. But so Kyle basically he got his power ring from Ganthet. Ganthet came down, gave him his power ring. He was I want to say he used to be employed as like a computer graphic design artist or something like that. He lived with, like, he was living at home with his mom at the time, but Ganthet saw something special in him and gave him the Green Lantern ring. And actually, Kyle later learned he wasn't even sure. He didn't even know he was Mexican. Like I said, I think he's half Mexican and half Irish also. But his father, Aaron Rayner, was a CIA agent who we later come to find out his real name is Gabriel Vasquez, and Aaron Rayner was just his alias. I really like that cover on the far left there. That's Blackest Night, Green Lantern Corps number 40. If you guys haven't read Blackest Night, you got to get on that. It's not the newest storyline, but it's a really, really good storyline. Even the backstory, even if you don't read the main storyline, the backstory is awesome. I love every issue of that one. And then on the far right there, I got Green Lantern New Guardians, the New 52 Futures End, number 1. Where Kyle gets the power of the White Lantern. And for that book, I remember reading, they were saying that he was the most powerful lantern to date at that time anyway. So that's Kyle Rayner, guys. Finally, my last highlight for the DC characters is another kid by the name of Jaime Reyes. Jaime Reyes is the Blue Beetle, the new Blue Beetle. Here I have issues number 0 and number 2 of the New 52. That's not his first appearance, nor is it his first title run. It's actually his second, I believe. But Jaime Reyes is a Mexican American kid out of, I want to say, Arizona. His first appearance came in Infinite Crisis number 3 as Jaime Reyes. And as the Blue Beetle, it was in the same series, Infinite Crisis number 5. Jaime gets his powers from an alien scarab. The alien scarab is an alien technology that came and attached itself to him. It kind of like, just bonded with him. It's almost like a symbiote, but instead it's tech. And it gives him powers to be able to produce a suit that's protective, gives him the powers of flight, and he's able to shoot energy blasts and create weapons from his hands and from different parts of the suit from his body. I also have issues number 3 and 4. And issue number 5. I really like this issue right here. If you guys seen my other videos, you know I love issues with red covers. Red's my favorite color, so the background really pops to me. It's a nice contrast with that blue. So that, guys, is Jaime Reyes, the new Blue Beetle. I got a couple of independent books for you guys as well. I don't do a whole lot of independent stuff, but when I see something that's cool, that sparks my interest, I grab it. This is called Aztec of the City. Here is issue number 2. And here is issue number 1. Aztec of the City, I actually picked this up at a Latino Comic Con that was here in San Jose, California. And I got to meet the artist. I forget his name. I will put his name in the comments somewhere. But cool book, cool artwork. I don't know that it's widely distributed, but it's out here. I got it. I like it. I love the art. Finally want to just share with you guys. This is a book that I'm really pumped off of because this guy is from my hometown. The artist and the creator of this book is named Rod Montijo. The name of the title book is Pablos Inferno, and it's basically a story about this young Mexican American kid who lives at home with his mom. She sends him on an errand to go and get some milk and other groceries for the day for the house. He steps out and boom, he gets hit by a truck and he passes away immediately. And it's about the story is about his struggle. He's waking up in what they call the underworld, the Mexican underworld. It's filled with all these really cool characters, these Aztec gods, these different deities, these different just crazy characters that are some of them are there to mess with them, some of them are there to help him, some of them are there just to watch. Some give advice. It's a really cool storyline. It's kind of a spoof on Dante's Inferno, if you guys have ever read that. So I ended up picking up the whole run from Rod Montijo, and when I met him, he actually signed it. He did a little sketch there for me. That was really cool. Here's issue number 3. I really like that issue again because we see the red in the luchador mask, and it has some really cool drawings there. Here's issue number 4. And this is the series end, issue number 5. I forgot until right now as I'm showing these to you guys. Rhodey actually signed every single book, but on book 1 he even he did that little sketch that I was showing you guys. So the last thing that I have to show you guys for today is a set of Hulk books. The name of the storyline is Mayan Rule. Again, got that red cover. Love that cover. It shows like some. It looks like almost like a Mayan calendar artwork in the back. Got Incredible Hulk crushing a skull. And here is number 2 of that series. This series is really cool. It takes place in Chichen Itza, which is the most southern state of Mexico, in Yucatan. It was basically the capital city of the Mayan Empire. You guys might know it by Cancun. It's right next to Cancun. So basically, what happens is the Mayan gods are awoken after so many years, and they are angry and they want blood. And the more blood sacrifices they get, the stronger they get. And the Hulk and his team are there to put a stop to it. So I have issue number 55 as well, which is really cool because he's actually right there laying on a Mayan calendar, and we see the Aztec, or the Mayan god Kukulkan, who is also known as the feathered serpent. Here is issue number 4. Or excuse me, issue number 56, but part 4 of the same storyline. And again, there's Kukulkan, and he's kind of hovering over the Hulk, getting ready to sacrifice him and spill his blood. And finally, issue number 57, which is the conclusion to that storyline. Well, that's all that I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed the quick little history lesson, but more importantly, the comics. I just think it's cool to kind of shed light on stuff like that, especially when we have a holiday like Cinco de Mayo as an excuse to do so. So, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. I really like answering questions and communicating with you guys. Let me know if you like the video, or if not. You know, I'm thinking of doing more of these, especially for holidays. I'm a big kid when it comes to all holidays. I like celebrating and enjoying holidays that way. And you know, anytime I can intertwine a holiday with comic books, that's a major win for me. So again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out for now. Until next time, thanks for watching.